Repainting dolls the way as shown in this video requires materials that can be harmful and toxic. These materials should only be used by adults and don't belong in the hands of children. Make sure to only use them with care and protect yourself as far as possible. Inform yourself before using them about possible damage that they could cause to your health. Hello and welcome to Silent Creativa. To get used to the techniques I learned in my last video from Puppet Atelier, I decided to make a more realistic doll again, this time without watching her videos. In the last video I watched them again and again to get it right. This time I tried to use them from memory. The inspiration for this doll was Marlene Dietrich. After I really loved the look of my Puppet Atelier inspired doll, I decided to reroute again. And I did a lot of rerouting the last time. So there are maybe some more dolls with rerouted hair instead of yarn hair. I used the handle of an X-Acto knife and just a regular needle cut at an angle. And then took out the hair and poked it into the head. It requires a lot of time, and yeah, I don't really love it, but I love the look in the end. So here we are again, rerouting a doll's head. This time I didn't paint the base or the head because I thought with the light blonde hair it would look okay. I used a lot less hair than in the last version, or in the Puppet Atelier version, because I thought the hair was very thick. Then I spread some tacky glue inside and let it dry and prepared her for the repaint process. This time I only used 2 layers of MSC, and I will start to count the layers again. For the repaint process itself, I had some reference pictures of Marlene Dietrich on my mobile phone, and yeah. First I tried to figure the main features out that make Marlene Dietrich Marlene Dietrich. Because she has blonde curly hair, or sometimes just wavy, at the length of her chin. And according to some colored pictures of her that were colored afterwards, she had blue eyes. I wasn't able to figure it out or find out what eye color she really had, but it looks like everyone pictures her with blue eyes, so we went with blue eyes. And okay, her eyes are a little bit more downwards at the end of the eye, the corner of the eye. So, but the main features, blonde and blue-eyed, red lips, could also be Marilyn Monroe or Madonna or a lot of different other people. So, to get that right, that she really looks like Marlene Dietrich, was very difficult for me. I totally don't get it how some other doll artists make a Barbie doll or a Monster High doll look like the actual person. Because the mold isn't the same. So, yeah, great work, but not for me. I think the easiest way to achieve that is trying to recreate the shadows you see on a picture of a person. But it's quite difficult for me. When I saw Poppen Atelier do things like that, it always looked quite easy and simple. I have her Daenerys Targaryen doll in mind at the moment, and yeah, she just draw on some wrinkles and some shadows that are on the original picture. I always have the feeling that when I try to do that, that looks totally strange. So I mainly focused on recreating the eye shadow look, and I hope I'm quite close to the original, and you can see the inspiration behind the doll in the end. Let me know in the comments below. Recreating her hairstyle was a bit tricky for me. And I'm not totally happy with the end result because her curls could have been a little bit more pretty, but I just gave up at one point. So the first step was to cut the long blonde hair a little bit shorter or much shorter, and then I put a lot of boiling water on her head because I thought just with the hairdryer it's not close to the head enough. Because when I looked at some reference pictures from Marlene Dietrich, her upper hair part is quite flat. There's not a lot of volume to it, and mainly in the chin area you have a lot of extreme curls, so it looks like permed curls to me. And yeah, with the rerouted hat, it was very difficult to get the hair down, and I tried a lot of different things that you will see later. But yeah, I did my best. Let's say it this way. And maybe there would be other techniques that could help me. If you know them, please let me know them. But yeah, it is okay. She looks quite okay, I think. So the first attempt was to get the hair a little bit more down with boiling water and a hairdryer, and then I rubber band her head and let it dry like this. Yeah, worked well enough, but when I started to curl the hair afterwards, which took a lot of time to figure out how, and finally I just used a knitting needle and my straightening iron, and after some experiments I heated the knitting needle first, then wrapped it around the hair, or the hair around the knitting needle. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Or a lot more of sense, a lot more sense, a lot more sense. That is the sentence I searched for. And yeah, then while the hair was wrapped around the already hot needle, I heated up again, hold everything in place until it cooled down. And I burned myself a lot, and maybe I don't have fingerprints anymore, and that is not a great technique. Don't try it this way. It's not really nice for your hands. So again, if somebody has a more or less hot alternative, let me know in the comments below. I'm quite interested in it. First, I thought it would be a simple idea to use some straws and hairpins, but I had cut the hair too short for it, so there was no way to wrap them around, so yeah. Maybe if I will make a shorter hairstyle again, I will try it before I cut off the hair. And yeah, then I tried to rubber band her again and heat the roots up a little bit to get the hair lay down, and with that I destroyed the curls quite a lot. And then I just left her there with the rubber band around her head for I think 3 or 4 days. And then I just left her as she was. Again, I only blushed her hands and her neck part because the rest of it will be covered with clothes anyway. And I made her a button-up shirt, and yeah, that was quite difficult. And I thought, yeah, use some pearls as buttons and stitch them in place before you clothe her, and yeah, that wasn't happening. So I had to open it again and then stitch it back together, and yeah. One thing that was sure from the start was that I had to recreate pants this time, because this style of pants is quite typical for Marlene Dietrich, I think, and this high waisted, I think, um, pants are referred to as Marlene Hosen or Marlene trousers, pants, whatever, in Germany. So this is a style that always reminds me of her. And because of the red lips she has, she needed some red shoes. And then I heated up the head again, and I had made a small top hat for her off camera, and I just pinned it in place and called her a day. With that, she was finally finished, and yeah, I hope you like her. Let me know in the comments below What do you think? Does she look at least a little bit like Marlene Dietrich, or did I fail miserably? So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see us next time. Bye.